Hi everyone, I'm in Strasbourg this week and today is a big day. It's one of the most important days of the channel because I'm going to interview Commissioner Vassiliou. Commissioner Vassiliou is in charge of education, culture and multilingualism, and I'm going to ask her some questions about languages, interpretation and interpreting, which I hope you'll find is interesting. Thank you very much, Commissioner.
You're most welcome.
It's a pleasure. And the first thing I wanted to ask you, to ask everyone, the students that look at me in the channel, tell them what you do. What is your work, your everyday work? Well, what do you do?
Well, first of all, let me say that I am the Commissioner from Cyprus, and my responsibilities are in the field of education, culture, multilingualism, youth and sport. So it's a very wide portfolio. And as you can imagine from what I told you already, I am responsible for policies in the EU which have a direct impact on the individuals, on the European citizens. Whatever we do for education, or for youth, or for languages, or for sport, it's everything related to individuals. So it is very important. And of course, nowadays, in the times of economic crisis, we have to take policies which can help young people, to give them the competences to lead a fulfilling life, and most importantly, to find a job and to have a good career. Well, this is the ambition of every young person, to have especially fulfilling life. So this is what we are trying to do. And of course, through our learning mobility programs like Erasmus, like Youth in Action, we try to help people acquire these transversal skills and the knowledge in addition to their formal education, that is so important for them. So Erasmus, which is the most well-known of our programs, has helped really almost 3 million young people in Czech today to acquire these skills and to become real Europeans. And now with the new budget, which they are discussing these days, and very importantly, I am proposing the Erasmus for All program. And hopefully this will take further the success of the Erasmus and the other programs. And I hope that by the end of the 7-year period in 2020, I would have given the opportunity to 5 million persons to have a mobility opportunity, either to study abroad or to work abroad, to train, to offer youth work or even volunteering, because all these projects help the young people.
As you know, we are interpreters and I have many students of interpretation following us on my channel. What do you think about interpreters' work? What do you think about the future, what they do? What do you think about the profession in general?
Well, let me say that I feel that we could not function without you in the European Union, because interpretation or language, from that point of view, language is in the heart of our policies. We policymakers interpret or translate rather values and principles into policies, into new ideas. But for this, the words that we use have to be understood and must be comprehensible to everybody. So language is very important. And whatever we say, whatever we do, you have a responsibility, the interpreters have a responsibility to make it, to translate it and be understood and give the right message to the people. So a good interpretation is in the essence of our work. And I know that interpretation is a profession that is going to be more important in the future. And it will create more jobs, more opportunities. It's a growing profession. Because when I participate in conferences, for example, with universities, which give these courses for interpretation, I see how important it is for the young people to understand that this is a profession that can give them a good profession and a fulfilling life.
And one very last question, because we know we are very, very busy. Do you think interpreters are very important if you think of multilingualism to help to fight and to defend languages, minority languages? What do you think, what's the role we have in that?
Well, it is very, very important because we do already help a lot multilingualism through interpretation. Because let us not forget that in the European Parliament, in the European Council, we interpret in 23 official languages. And the European Commission, although it has 3 working languages, but all our important conferences are interpreted in many more languages. So interpretation is very, very important for multilingualism. And as I said, for the young interpreters who will now decide to become interpreters, it's very important for them to know that they encourage multilingualism through their profession. It is also very important to give every politician or every expert who participates in events in the European Union, to give him or her the chance to speak in a language in which he is more comfortable. Most probably it will be his native language, his mother tongue. And this is, we try to encourage that. But then it is up to the interpreters to do their job and to translate it for the benefit of everyone. But imagine if we didn't have interpretation and we make the condition that everyone who comes to the conferences or all the ministers who come to the meetings of the councils would have to speak in English, for example. This would really lower the standard of our work, because the primary principle would be the English language and not their knowledge of the subject. But having multilingualism, of course, we facilitate everybody to speak in the language in which they are comfortable and the interpreters to do the interpretation.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. It's been really a pleasure. As I always tell my colleagues, this is a very important day for me. And thank you very much for the chance.
Well, thank you also for the very, very precious work that you are doing for us.
Okay, thank you. Bye.